Hey there, welcome to March of 2022. So much good stuff coming up, but we've got some bags to unpack before we get there. This is going to be the month where we're going to be looking at everything energetically and recognizing what we need to release and let go of so we can rock it out next month. Are you ready to learn more? Let's go. Hey there, welcome. So glad that you guys have joined us. Hey, Susan, good to see you again this month.
I am super happy to be here.
Yeah, this is
Great to see you too, Anne.
And likewise. We've always got fun stuff to share. I mean, this is going to be quite a month ahead of us. We've just come through February, which February was an 8 universal month. And we talked about last month about it being a month of manifestation and working in partnerships and working to establish a little bit more balance in our lives and all that kind of good stuff. But this month coming up, March is the 9th month or 9th universal month. So March is the 3rd month, universal year is a 6. So we add the 2 together and we now have a 9 universal month. So that means that this is an umbrella energy that's going to be affecting all of us. So all of us are going to be taken to task. We're all going to be asked to recognize that everything's made of energy, right? Your energy, I'm energy, our thoughts are energy, my computer's energy, everything's energy, right? So in order for us to make room or to allow the universe to bring us new things, we have to be engaged with what we need to release and let go of. So we want to make sure that we're looking at everything from an energetic perspective. So I always say that we travel with a trunk, right? And there's 3 compartments to our trunk. So when we're in the energy of the 9, we want to look at that first compartment. The first compartment holds people, all of our relationships, where we want to look at those relationships and go, hey, has this person kind of outgrown me? Have I outgrown them? Is this somebody I want to continue to spend time with? Do I really want to take them into the new cycle next month? Or do I need to kind of gently release myself from that relationship? So you are definitely going to be looking at your relationships, possibly even looking at relationships related to your family, right? Because the 6, 2022 adds up to 6, which produces the 6 vibration, which is a lot of family drama, a lot of family focus, where we're really going to be looking at our relationships within the family. And you know what? They're blood, they're family, but that doesn't mean to say we have to like them, right? And sometimes it's not within our best interest to maintain contact with people. I'm not suggesting go out and blow up your relationships in your family, but I am asking you to take a look at the ones that might be a little toxic, that maybe you need to just kind of take a little bit of a backseat to it for now, just to kind of put it on pause and let things kind of sort themselves out. So you can be looking at the people in your life. You're also going to be looking at your stuff, your physical stuff, like how much stuff do you really need, right? Physical stuff takes up space. So when we're under the energy of the 9, the influence of the 9, we have to be sure that before we bring anything home, we have to ask ourselves, what am I willing to sacrifice in favor of bringing this new thing home? Because the universe is up there going, I wanted to bring her this, but she chose that. So that's it, right? You made the choice. The ego said, I need that, therefore I bought that and I brought it home, and you filled the space. But spirit knew that you probably needed something much bigger and was prepared to bring it to you, but you already took the stance to fill that space. So we have to be careful with what we bring back into our space in the 9 vibration, because it's all about making room. It's all about creating space so that we can make room for something new to come in. But we have to take part. We have to show the universe that we are engaged in that process and that we are taking responsibility to release and let go of that which is not serving us well any longer. So it's time to empty our trunks. So the last compartment we're going to look at comes from here, and where we're going to be asking ourselves, what limiting beliefs do we hang on to? What limiting beliefs are we still harboring? What I'm not good enough story do we keep telling ourselves? This is a great energy with which to release and let go of it. It's about releasing the limiting beliefs. It's about stepping into an attitude of forgiveness, especially as it relates to family and to yourself, forgiving your family for any shortcomings that are there. We want to make sure that our trunks are really empty, because as we go into April of 2022, that's going to be a whole new cycle. And it's fun that it's coming into the spring. That new energy, I really feel, I know nothing about astrology. I never pretend to, but I know a bunch of planets have stopped being retrograde and are finally moving forward. So we should all kind of feel this natural progression. It's like a train kind of leaving the station, but we still have some bags to unpack before the train can really take off. So we want to clean out our houses, our spiritual houses and our physical houses, so that we're ready, that we're really, really ready to go. The six, the energy of the six in 2022 is asking us to really examine our need for perfectionism as well. And so we have to really take a close look at that to say, how much of this really, is important? How important is it for me to be right? How important is it that the table needs to be set just so? How important is it that this has to happen just my way, kind of thing? Because perfectionism comes from a sense of lack in terms of our self-worth, right? So we need to examine that. Why do I feel that, I have to overcompensate or over deliver in this energy of the six? So it's about perfectionism, but it's also a lot to do with judgment as well. So it's time to really release the need for judgment, so that we can kind of get moving forward. But it's exciting. It's a very exciting month. I love the energy of the nine. I have to say the energy of the nine is probably my favorite, because I love to see what I need to kick to the curb. So this is definitely a kick it to the curb kind of sister month, right? And brother. So the guys are not excluded. What have you got to say about that, Susan? What's your thoughts on what's coming up for March?
Well, I think that right on target, of course, the numerology and astrology, they go hand in hand. However, March, I mean, it is a great month, but I feel like lots of new beginnings, lots of things coming up. But as you mentioned, we can't, put all these new things in if we haven't emptied it out. And I love, all of your analogies, and I'm thinking the same thing. Like, think of it like a closet filled with stuff. And you're like, oh, I really want to get this new outfit or this, but you're like, I don't even have one little spot to hang this up. So, if we continue to keep everything always, there's never going to be room for new, right? So this ending piece of the nine is beautiful. It's kind of like, okay, we've gone through so much and we're getting ready to just charge ahead. So it's time to put things, that we don't want to take with us, leave it to the curb, as you said. So what we've got coming up is we've got the new moon on March 2nd, and it's in Pisces. So, which is great. It actually, I have to say this, it is considered the best new moon of the entire year.
Oh, good.
Because the new moon is right next to Jupiter. So Jupiter in Pisces think of it like a beautiful energetic portal, right? That it's turbocharged, supporting your dreams and what you want to manifest. So it's going to be super, super important during this new moon phase. I know people plant seeds and they, manifest what they want, and but it's going to be all month. You want to pay attention to what your thoughts are, what your beliefs are, what your feelings are moving forward. So that way you can make sure you're creating what you need to create going forward. So this is going to be a time to commit to personal goals. It's a time where you want to take a leap of faith, where you're, tap into your creativity and your imagination. Use that intuitiveness from Pisces, visualize your dreams. It's definitely where the universe is supporting you to go after what you want. And then you've got, like I said, Pisces and Jupiter working together, like almost handing you a platter of saying, what do you want? We'll make it yours. So really pay attention to what you're putting out there on your wish list, but make the room for it. In other words, if you don't get rid of some of the things that you want to take with you, like, oh, I want this and I want that. But if you have a relationship that really needs some tweaking or needs to end, how can you expect something to come in new if you're still sitting in the same thing? Because this is also a good time for romance and new relationships to prosper and all that. It's also a good healing month, so a good time for massages and Reiki and, all those kinds of nice healing energies, perfect for fresh starts. It's as if we've been on, like you mentioned, Anne, we've been stuck, wanting to go, right? And now we are ready to roar ahead. All planets, none in retrograde. So it's the sky's wide open. It's kind of like this beautiful flow and doors opening, going, here's some opportunities. So you want to keep, your mind open to what's out there. Because some people specifically say, well, I'm manifesting this and I just haven't received it yet. What's going on? But the universe has been giving you many other gifts that lead to it. So if you're not willing to step through one door that might lead you there, don't keep looking for the exact thing you're manifesting. If you know something feels right, use your intuition and go with it, because it could be what leads you to what you're really needing. Okay. Um, like I said, perfect month for taking action, filled with lots of good fortune. Soulmate connections can happen this month of March. There's a sense of freedom from the last few months. We're feeling more independent. And let's see, that's another thing I want to mention too. Whatever actions you're taking now, okay, are forming. And you should see them start to take reality around September of this year, 2022. So whatever you're putting in place, you kind of, those of you who like to mark down your calendars on what's going on, look for it in September to start really unfolding. Um, but also the full moon, which is March 18th, is in Virgo. So a bit different than Pisces. So this Virgo full moon is going to be more about, of course, details and, expecting to see results wherever you're working or planting seeds that you did in September of 21. So you don't get confused. With this full moon on the 18th of March, you're going to want to look back to what you were doing in September of 2021 and what you were planting at that time, and see if this starts to unfold in March with this full moon. And we also have the spring equinox on March 20th, which means powerful new beginnings. Aries season starts, which is go, 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 go Aries. Yep. Love that energy, taking action. A desire for independence, rebirth, leadership, taking everything to the next level. So, to wrap it up, March is definitely a month that's very optimistic. It's filled with like magical good fortune. If you just have to grasp it and take it and make room for it by releasing what you don't want to take forward.
Well, that 9 energy is a very healing energy.
Yeah.
It really interesting, just because we had a conversation about this before we got on our chat, but it's all about recognizing when to step in, when not to step in, and learning how to help people to help themselves rather than to always feel like we've got to be the heroes to jump in. So that's going to be a very predominant energy for next month, well, for month of March.
Yes.
Is the 9 influence, especially over the 6.
That's what I was just going to say. Yeah, right. With the 6th universal year, oh my gosh. And I will validate that. Since January, it has just been all about relationships and balancing and give, take. Where do you set the boundary? Where do you jump in? Overgiving or rescuing and having to go, okay, wait a minute, I'm doing too much. I got to let them learn. And yeah, this year is going to be that way the whole way. So even though we've got a lot of positives coming with the astrologically, it is still a month though to pay attention to where you can, help others, but in a way that's not rescuing, and understanding where the boundary is. Yeah.
And this is going to be an energy that's going to be very important to those who carry big 6s in their charts. So this could be a 6 heart desire number, 6 life path number, expression number, whatever. If there's a large 6 or possibly a 6 karmic lesson in your chart, you're really going to feel the pull of this, the yanking at your heartstrings kind of thing.
Definitely.
That's very, very common with that energy for sure. Actually, the newsletter that comes out every month, if you haven't signed up for it, you can sign up for it on my website. I've included your video, Susan, on how to plan for the full moon.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so Susan's created a really great video which talks about how to set it up for the ritual relating to the full moon. So I'm going to include that in the newsletter, so you can sign up for that, or you find it right on Susan's YouTube channel. So yeah, I'm excited. I haven't watched it yet, but I can't wait to see it. I had to go into everybody. So yeah,
right. I love it. Yeah. And I did pick one card, if I could share that real quick. Well, actually 2 cards. This one's a quick one, but just trust your intuition this month, right? Trust your intuition, because we're learning to feel a whole lot more than we have in the past. We're pulling out of our head, getting back into our heart. The other one is divine timing. The divine brings things in the timing that we need. Nothing comes before we're prepared, nor leaves too early. May I always trust your perfect and holy timing, dear Lord. So that is that one. Yeah.
Interesting, because of course 2022, you talk about getting out of your head and into your heart. 3 2s in 2022, people. That's all related to getting out of your head, get into your heart, become a little bit to connect your head to your heart to your head. It's that space in between. It's creating that balance, right?
Absolutely.
So sensitivity at an all-time high this year. There's no question. We need to be able to step back and
Yes.
go, okay, take a breath, take a breath.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. You know?
Definitely important.
Yeah.
Ground yourself frequently this year. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Call on Archangel Sandalphon for that.
Yes.
So we know him really well.
Right.
But
Definitely.
what have you got coming up? Anything? Any courses or?
I do. I actually have the course that I'm starting actually tomorrow is closed, but I have one starting in April that is going to be stepping into your magnificence and transforming your life. And I'm also going to be adding a few that are going to be step into your magnificence and heal your life, which will be directed more towards people who have illnesses, diseases, and understanding the body and how we can recover and heal as I did myself. So I want to share that. And then there's another one I'm doing that step into your magnificence and set the boundaries in your life. And this is for the people pleasers out there and the ones that find themselves overgiving all the time and wondering how they can, find a way to set the boundary and get their power back. And that's going to be coming up too.
Isn't that interesting? Because it must be the season. Because my in my Master Number 11 membership, which is now open to anyone and everyone, I've got a talk with Fiona Black coming up on the 28th, where we're talking about that. Take back your power and stop being that people pleaser that we have a tendency to be. So yeah, and how to set healthy boundaries. That's sort of what the theme is going to be for March. So
I love it.
I've also got another program coming up in April, and it's the Just Do You business coaching program, where we've got 5 people in there who are going to coach you guys through how to do YouTube, how to do advertising on social media. We'll be looking at the energetic makeup of your business. We'll be looking at newsletters and how to construct a really excellent newsletter. All kinds of really good stuff in there. So even website, we'll be doing website design and how to make it not just pretty, but actually have a strategy behind it. So yeah, and these are all my superheroes. These are the guys that have helped me, and because of them, I've discovered a lot of success, and I'm just really grateful for them. So I'm sharing them with you guys. So you can check it
And
out.
I can vouch for that, Anne, because I did that course with you.
Yeah, you did last
a
year.
year or so ago, last year, right?
Yeah.
And I've learned so much. It has been a blessing, and I would highly recommend it to anyone out there who's just ready to take that next step. So much information, and it's been absolutely, like I said, it was the turning point for me.
Well, you've done so well since. That's only because you applied what you learned.
I applied what I learned. Yes, that is a key ingredient that we all must use.
That's it.
It's going to give you everything, but you have to use it. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Great course.
Awesome. Thanks. Well, we'll look forward to seeing everybody this time next month, when we're going to be talking about what's coming up in April. But for now, enjoy March, and remember to take a breath and be careful with your words. Your words manifest your reality. Excuse me. So whatever you can do to kind of keep an eye on that would be excellent. And take a look at that video, and I'll post it down below the YouTube video on how to get in touch with Susan with her amazing meditations. And you can find her also for some incredible coaching and readings and all kinds of good stuff that she offers at spiritsandbeyond.com. All right, guys, have a great day. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.